And some words about the Bank of Japan's meeting. It will be early on Wednesday. And the position in which the Bank of Japan currently finds itself is rather tricky. The central bank already has a big monetary stimulus program in place. This program is really huge, and it is kind of very difficult for the Bank of Japan to think of something new to add to this program in order to support the nation's economy and to make inflation reach 2% target. The Bank of Japan has promised to reassess its monetary policy at the current meeting and to share its reassessment with the market. We know that currently the Bank of Japan has two main policy tools in place. It has negative interest rates and also quantitative and qualitative easing program, or QQEE, monetary stimulus program, which also aims at making interest rates lower. And through this low interest rate, to generate higher inflation and higher economic growth. However, Japanese banks are not happy with this negative interest rate because they affect their profitability. And further another rate cut in Japan isn't very likely at this point. As for increase in other part of the Bank of Japan stimulus program, the asset purchase program, or QQE, then it is hard to increase this program because there are not many assets left for the Bank of Japan to buy from the market. So the Bank of Japan may not increase, but adjust this program in order to make banking sector feel a bit better. The Bank of Japan might try to lift negative pressure on banks by reducing purchases of long-term bonds and making the long-term interest rates a bit higher than the short-term interest rates. So the Bank of Japan will leave monetary stimulus in place, but make long-term interest rates a bit higher. And I believe that if the Bank of Japan chooses this pattern of action, this will hurt dollar-yen currency pair in the short term. The lack of further monetary easing will make the market feel that the Bank of Japan has run out of its options and that it isn't able to make Japanese yen weaken and dollar yen get higher. This is why I believe that the initial reaction in dollar yen in this case will be negative. Then we would probably see some another reaction, purchases of the US dollar if the Federal Reserve increases its interest rate forecasts or delivers hawkish commands, then traders will buy the US dollar and make the pair rise. But there is the risk that we'll get spike down in dollar yen, so a long downward shadow in this pair. So if you have bullish positions, then you need to think maybe of closing these positions at least partially, because stop loss levels can be hit during this Bank of Japan's meeting.